Hello, I'm going to try something new today. As you can already tell, I'll be talking through some of this video, or try to talk through all of it, and I thought it would be a good change of pace for doing some of these videos. However, I'm not one to really talk a whole lot, so this might be more of a learning experience, as I tend to run out of things to say very quickly, but I'm gonna do my best and hope that you enjoy what I have to say. Okay, so this is a commission piece that I streamed some time ago on my Twitch channel. The user wanted Christmas leopard geckos, and me, being a leopard gecko owner of myself, thought, hey, that's great! So, that worked out perfectly for me, as you could tell. I was quite excited. This gecko in particular is Karruto, whom I'd like to call my little stud muffin. I had received the little guy from an old coworker a long time ago, as their landlord put a limit on how many animals and what animals they could own in their home, so they were forced to rehome a lot of their reptiles. They had asked me if I wanted to take their older male leopard gecko. I didn't really have a male at the time and thought it would be a nice idea to have one, plus I just didn't want to say no because I really wanted another leopard gecko at the time. The coworker had told me that the gecko used to be an old breeder male and wasn't too sure how old he was. Spoiler, I still don't know exactly how old he is, but he has been with me for at least 5 years. The coworker didn't really want any money for the gecko, nor did they want their entire enclosure they kept him in, an Exoterra tank with front-loading doors, so score one for me. But me being me, I did give them something in return, some money in exchange, for the setup and for the cute little guy, because who wouldn't want this cute little gecko? I can't remember if the gecko had a name or not when it was given to me, but I did decide to change the name as a symbol of a new chapter for the little guy. I named him Karruto, which means carrot in Somali, but changed the spelling a bit to make it a bit more unique. The reason I wanted to call them, well, carrot, was because of the cute little orange bit on the base of his tail that he has. It's super cute, and I wanted a name to represent that for him. I call him my little stud muffin, due to the fact he's the first male gecko that I had received, and for how he acts around us. When he wants out, he'll poke his head out of one of his little hidey spots and just stare, and kind of have that look of, you gonna put your hand in my tank? Huh? And if you fall for it, he will walk right onto your hand very slowly. I feel like he's doing some type of strutting motion almost, or I guess as much as a gecko can strut, that is. And once you got him literally in the palm of your hand, he will slowly start to crawl right up your arm to get to your shoulder. I don't know why he likes shoulders so much. He must be a shoulder gecko? No idea. But that is what he seems to do, if you just let him do whatever he wants. So you always gotta make sure that you keep a good eye on him. I do remember one occasion where my husband decided to put his hand in the tank to let Karruto play, and I got a text from my husband saying, help. So me being me, I quickly rushed into the other room only to find my little stud muffin Karruto sitting on top of my husband's shoulders to where they could not reach Karruto. My husband was at the mercy of Karruto's charms, and I kid you not, it was the cutest thing I had seen in a while. And I swear, the moment I walked into the room and looked at Karruto, he looked back at me as if to say, hey, come here often? And this just made me laugh so much, because he knew what he was doing. So I quickly held out my hand so that Karruto could get on my hand so that he wouldn't cause any more mischief, and slowly put him back in his tank. Karruto seemed pretty content with his takeover too, because he slowly just strutted back into one of his hides as if to say, yep, I'm still the man. So now that you know a bit about Karruto, I'll tell you a bit about how I came up with the idea for this piece. I wanted Karruto to be doing something that a little cool dude would be doing to show off their stuff, because being a little stud, he wants to show off and be seen. So I thought, what better way to show off than to be the one to decorate the tree? That way, you can tell your siblings how cool the tree looks this year and never, ever let them hear the end of it. Ever. I wanted to have the tree decorations be bugs that geckos do not and should not, I repeat, they should not eat. The millipede that's going around the tree is acting like the garland that you would see around trees, or like the popcorn garland that you would see. And the lightning bugs just kind of made sense, especially for like the extra decorations. And I thought I'd add my own little touch. One of the streamers gave me an idea to add different colors instead of it just being like the plain green color that you normally see. So yeah, the lightning bugs just made sense for the extra decorations. You know, all this talk about bugs kind of reminds me of an old storytelling game with bugs. I believe it was called Bug Adventure. I remember making tons of different stories in that game, and I always wound up using the caterpillar character because I loved how caterpillars could just turn into butterflies or moths, and I would utilize that concept into my stories a lot. So if you've played this game, let me know what your favorite thing to do in it was in the comments below. And if stories are what you enjoyed the most out of that game, then what type of stories did you create? Also, I'm going to say bug all I want, so take that, old school biology teacher that forced us to say insect instead of bug. I don't care if it's technically correct, but it's not correct because no one ever says lightning insect. But I digress. I wanted to show off a bit of Karruto's dedication to looking cool, so I gave him some sunglasses, which he seems to be wearing inside, cause he's cool like that. And since geckos don't really have ears that allow glasses to really hang off of them, nor do geckos really wear glasses at all, I decided that he would be the one to get a little creative to ensure that his cool status isn't tainted, because everyone knows cool guys wear sunglasses. Which is why he's got that bit of tape on the side of his head, which I thought was kind of funny afterwards, because I do feel like that is what Karruto would do himself just to keep his cool status. I'm truly grateful and happy that I was able to get such a funny little gecko to add to the family, because he's the least picky out of all of my other geckos. Well, besides Tempe, but I'm convinced that she'll eat literally anything that moves. It's amazing to see what different quirks and personalities and habits each gecko has when you own 4 different ones. So thank you for hearing my story, and I hope to see you next time. Hey, did you like the video? If you did, why not subscribe or leave a like? If you have a leopard gecko story of your own, why not tell me about it in the comments below? Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!